All across town, people are paying tribute to fallen soldiers tonight on this Memorial Day. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Matt Templeman. Renee McCullough is off tonight. KZI 9 News reporter Stacey Kafka is live in Eugene with more on how people at the Pioneer Cemetery are remembering veterans today. It's our top story here at 6 o'clock. Stacey?
Earlier this afternoon, this cemetery was packed with people who gathered to remember those who lost their lives while serving overseas. A middle school band and choir performed, and Boy Scouts led the group in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. During the ceremony, one speaker shared his stories about serving overseas and how one fallen soldier who he never met greatly impacted his life.
I was TJ's replacement, and TJ impacted my life very greatly because the men that he saved were the men that had my back while I was overseas and deployed and helped ensure my safety in getting home.
He says while sharing stories like this is tough, it's sometimes the only way to keep the memories alive of some of America's fallen soldiers. And now, even though that ceremony wrapped up hours ago, you can still see some sign of people paying respect to fallen soldiers here at the cemetery because there are some flags next to some headstones. Live in Eugene, Stacey Kafka, KEZI 9 News.
Thank you, Stacey. And one of the day's first events, a flag-raising ceremony in Springfield hosted by the American Legion. This ceremony features some of Springfield's youngest Boy Scouts and oldest veterans. This is the 65th time the American Legion has hosted this service at the corner of Mohawk and Q Streets. The crowd also saluted prisoners of war and those missing in action. Organizers say the ceremonial flag raising is something they do annually.
It's raised all the way to the top and then brought back very slowly. When you take the flag down, it will go all the way back to the top and then back down. These are the memorial, these are the customs under the flag code.
Veterans say it's important people do not forget the true meaning of Memorial Day to pay tribute to fallen soldiers, and that it's not just the unofficial start of summer. And over at Lane Memorial Gardens, there wasn't an empty seat as community members gathered there. Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, and a high school choir all helping out during this service. A volunteer infantry also performed a musket salute. The choir took time to sing tributes to each branch of the military to recognize the men and women who served overseas. For these vets, today is meaningful because they get to pay tribute to their friends who never came back from the war.
Remember the fallen, and to observe and recognize the veterans that I've worked with, that we've all worked with, and we call brothers and sisters.
And many of the headstones in the cemetery were also lined with flags as families visited the gravesites of those loved ones who served in the armed forces.